Hello, I'm Sophie, and I will continue sharing from this book by my guru, His Eminence, the 25th Samtuko Rinpoche. And this is the book, The Living Buddha Within, Sam Rinpoche. And I will be doing from Chapter 2, Universal Values, page 18. In general, all religious traditions basically have one aim. All religious traditions' aim is to bring about harmonious interaction, love and compassion, the betterment of society and the happiness of the individuals. Therefore, on the basis of knowing that motivation, or any religious teachers in the past of any religious denomination has taught a particular path according to the time, geography, culture, and situation of the people. Those religious teachers might have changed the words or the circumstances, but the meaning is basically the same. It is not to harm nor bring unhappiness to others, but to increase other people's happiness, to increase benefit for others, and that is the basic fundamental aim of any religious practice. If a certain religious practitioner of any denomination does it wrong or has a bad way of doing things, it does not mean that the Dharma is bad. It does not mean that the particular religious denomination is bad, but the person, like the unskilled driver of a car, does not know how to practice that particular faith well. Therefore, we acknowledge that every single religious teacher in the world of any religious denomination has taught a particular way to bring about harmony and happiness for us. On that basis and on that motivation alone, we can gain a wonderful respect, a deep appreciation, and a very broad overview of all religious faith and denominations. Any religious faith or any denomination is excellent because it teaches a very pure path. If we want to go from one town to another, we can take different types of road to get there. We can take a rough road, a smooth road, a slow road, or a fast road. We can take it by walking, by riding a bike, by taking a vehicle, or we can fly by airplane. How fast and how slow and by what road, it does not matter as long as we are traveling on that road, and so long as we aim to reach the same destination. In realizing the motivation and altruistic intention of each religious teacher that has manifested in this world, regardless of their religion or denomination, we can gain a very deep respect for all religious traditions, any religious tradition, and not just within the Buddhist faith, the Buddhist sect, or the Buddhist denomination. On that sincere basis, and by adopting the sincere thinking, we can gain great respect for all great religions. Whether a religious denomination is correct or otherwise, it can be checked out through the teachings by whether or not they lead you to tame your delusions. As I checked it, I see the world religions teach us different methods to tame the delusions in our mind. We are called Buddhists within the Buddhist faith because our affinity, our karma, our propensity, and our liking are within the Buddhist faith. Within a restaurant, you have many different types of food. There is no need to argue about what food taste you are going to eat, so long as your stomach is filled. You become full. Your hunger is taken care of. Similarly, there are different religious denominations, different religious teachings, and different religious methods. Within the different religions, there are different types of sects and methods. All are excellent. All intentions are the same. The important thing is for us to pick one. By the way of religious methods, One can gain mental happiness. By worldly practices and methods, one can gain some kind of physical comfort, and one cannot gain mental happiness. But one cannot gain mental happiness. If we can gain happiness through worldly means and worldly items and possessions, then the more possessions we have, the more wealth we have, the more power and or position we have, the happier we should become. In fact, when we look around us, we will find that people in high places or high positions, people of wealth and people of power, are quite unhappy. They do not have time for themselves. They have health problems and worries. They have a lot of stress and tension. Even when they die at the same time, at the time of death, they are not able to die in peace. They wonder what is going to happen after they leave. Who is going to hold the mantle? What is going to happen to their accumulated wealth? Worldly people and ordinary people who are ignorant and who do not know what brings happiness are attached to worldly things: diamonds, cars, houses, mates, friends, position, and power. Worldly people who do not know the methods of happiness are attached. Therefore, if they have a car or a diamond ring or a nice house, this would create more and more happiness every single day they are in possession of it. In fact, when we get that possession on the first or the second day, we may feel a sort of transitory happiness. But as the days goes by, it becomes a problem or a source of suffering. For example, if we have a car, we have to maintain it. We have to pay insurance and service it regularly. We have to make sure it is not scratched. We need to park it correctly so that no one hits it. We have to make sure it looks nice, that the paint has not cracked. It is clean and washed. And when it gets older and breaks down, we sell it off and look for a new one. These are subtle sources of sufferings and unhappiness. Yet our ignorant mind grasps on to such an object and think of it as happiness, and not knowing that one is actually suffering and fundamentally unhappy. Attachments, grasping onto objects, is applicable to all dharmas. All dharmas in this case means all phenomena. We are attached to so many objects, whether it is a mate or a friend. When we first marry, our wives are very young, very beautiful, and very attractive. As the years goes by, she ages and may lose her slender figure. She develops wrinkles and her hair starts to gray, and we find ourselves looking at other people. We start looking at younger women. It shows that all phenomena are transitory. It shows that we are attached and that we like things that we think brings us happiness and some kind of comfort. If things did bring us comfort, then from the day we possess and own something, every single day the happiness would increase and become better and better and better. But it doesn't. On the other hand, it does not mean that you should go and throw away your jewelry, your rings, close your bank accounts, or divorce your wives. What it means is that we should not be attached to these things, and we can have things, and we can have we can possess things, but at the same time, we must realize that these things we are attached to are not what bring real happiness. They are supplements to keep your bodies fit and your mind in shape so that you can look and practice Dharma to gain real happiness. You should have a good place to stay. You should have enough food, and you should maintain and take care of yourself. If you can afford it, and if you have a job in high position, and you need to have cars that are impressive to impress others to get business, it is all right. But do realize that having those possessions in themselves is not an end, and that in itself is not good enough to justify yourself to only go about doing your business without practicing any Dharma. Everything is transitory. Everything is moving. everything must come to an end. Again, everything will generate itself in another form. Again, everything will dissolve. And with that, I will end my reading session now. And with the next session, I will be sharing on chapter 3. I'll end the session with a completion dedication in Tibetan. Changyum Senjo Rinpoche, Mage Panam Geishi, Gepanam Pame Payang, Goni Gondo Pewashu, Tonito Rinpoche, Mage Panam Geishi, Gepanam Pame Payang, Goni Gondo Pewashu, Datsun Jinis Apagi Wadi, Tata Droa Gunagapada, Jepa Jesu Nasan Trapai, Tamping Important to Sa, Seshu, Gewa Kuntayana Lamada, Dramichuki Palano Joji, Sadam Nangi Yaterazone, Doji Changi Opangatuso, Gewadi, Yoduda, Lamasangi Druyone, Droa Chiga Malupa, De Salago Basho, Joki Busungapa, Josunapa Pewala, Geki Samasiwa down to Gimalo Sawasho. Dadam Sangin Desundan, Drewa Songiga Latine, Gewa Los and Trapai, Tampayo Riva, Giushi, Nimo Dele Sendele, Nimigunyan Deleshi, Nisentato Dele Pel, Kunchusungi Jigiro, Kunchusungi Otruso, Kunchusungi Trasi, Show, Jesunama Kusen Raptichi, Namka Trini Chochuke Padang, Loss of Tempe, Dromis of Sungi, Drawing Musatatoni, Giushi, Gawa Rawe Koishingam, Penandel Maraguni, Cherenzi, one tensing get so Shapeshi de Barude, Giushi. Home Tomping Audra Malupa, then the Dala Salduso, Kodan, then Palong Chopna, Kepasushi Shokten Sal. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and in a while I'll be doing another session.